I went to China too. You know what China is weird? They don't have the concept of tipping at all. I gave this guy an extra $5. He's like, why you give me extra money? I'm like, that's what we do in North America. We give extra money for a tip. He's like, that's why North America owes so much money.
People come up to me after shows and tell me that I look like William Shatner, as if it's a compliment. They might as well just say, hey, you look bloated and possibly drunk. Here's a great clip from somebody who looks much better than me.
I don't really go to bars very much. I'm not good at it. Like the other day, I tried to buy a girl a drink at a bar, but she already had one, so I just gave her the cash. It's really better this way, though, isn't it? She can spend it on anything she wants. You know, like books or bees, armoires, I don't know what girls buy. It just sucks that the only socially acceptable place to buy a stranger something is at a bar. Like somehow it's totally cool buying someone you've never met a mild poison, but you can't get them something actually practical. Like, I could be at the mall and see a cute girl and be like, hey, girl, I'm gonna get you some toothpaste. So she left with my cash. And this guy kind of sidled up to me at the bar. He's like, hey, you just strike out with that girl? And I was like, yes, because I did. And he goes, don't worry about it. I want to touch her with a 10-foot pole. I was like, you know what? You're right. You know why? Because it would be weird to touch anyone with any length pole. That's not how humans communicate. Does this guy judge attractiveness based on how long of a pole he would need to touch a person with? He's like, oh, you see that girl? I'm a toucher with a 4-foot pole. Takes one out of like a golf bag with different length poles that he brings everywhere. He's like, oh, that's a pretty short pole. You must think I'm hot. She takes one out of her bag. That doesn't work. I've got nothing to say to women at bars. I wish humans had mating calls, you know, like birds. Like, you know in the morning when you hear that beautiful, like, you guys know what that is? Those are DTF birds who were trying to get laid by just perching up in some tree and just shouting into the sky. I can't go down to the street corner and just be like, screw me! Screw me! Some girl across the street's like, screw me! Screw me! I start chasing her like, screw me! Screw me! Screw me! Screw me! She runs in the street, gets hit by a Corolla. I go back to my street corner, screw me! Ooh, bread. They love bread. That's like would be the best possible weekend for me. Actually, the best weekend is, do you guys know when you think that it's Sunday and then you realize that it's actually Saturday? It's like the doctor telling you you're gonna live. I've got time to do everything I've always wanted. I'm gonna write that book. I'm gonna win back Jessica. I'm gonna become a doctor. That's like if God realized on the 7th day that it was actually still the 6th day. He's like, oh, I'm gonna make dragons. I'm gonna give plants brains. I'm gonna finish slugs. I can fix that whole male seahorse pregnancy debacle. I can finish making all the humans Mormon. No, but the real reason I love the weekend so much is that I don't have to use my alarm clock. See, I got this alarm clock like 15 years ago, and when I got it, it was the fanciest thing. It was a CD alarm clock. But mine was different because it was poorly engineered. Because it could only ever play the first song on the CD, and the only CD I ever had in there was the Lion King soundtrack. And as you guys know, the first song is The Circle of Life. So for like 15 years, I never got past the first few seconds. I woke up to, There was no point in me having a CD alarm clock. It was just going, That's what normal alarm clocks do.
It's about time you took a break from those Law and Order reruns. I mean, what's funny about crime scenes and murder investigations? Exactly. Enjoy our next comic.
People always tell me I should sell pot based on my last name. They're like, dude, your last name's Buds, you should sell pot. I'm like, so is yours, Dad. Stop texting me at church. People are starting to stare when they hear your Lady Gaga ringtone. You don't have a very good poker face. Hey, she doesn't have a very good face, period. Who's with me? Anybody? Yeah. I think she's hiding something under all that makeup. I'm talking about balls. You guys with me? I think she's got a nice set of gagas down there. But apparently she was born that way. Did you hear that song? I heard that song. My friend Trevor thinks she's hot. He's like, I don't know, man. I saw her new music video. She's looking pretty good. I'm like, Trevor, she's wearing a bird cage. You have problems. Stay away from my pets, all right? Creeping me out. Graduated college recently. I got my bachelor's degree in English, which means I hope Arby's calls back this week. That's what you do with that worthless document. I'm not paying for curly fries anymore. Fringe benefits. No health insurance. Plethora of curly fries. That means whole lot of curly fries. I learned that word in English class. It cost me 90 grand. I use it every day. We're going on job interviews. I never know how to answer the questions on job interviews. People asking them are always so intimidating. This woman got kind of cocky with me. She's like, what's the hardest decision you've had to make in the past 2 years? I was like, whether to toast the Pop-Tart or eat it raw. Really hope Arby's calls back this week. I wore a tux, so I think I got it. They always ask that follow-up question. They're like, what would you do if you caught another employee stealing? I'm like, I don't know. Judging by the look on your face, it looks like you want to steal some stuff. Do you know where they keep the horsey sauce? Let's do this heist. Hire me. I'm skinny. I can get through the vents. You know? I had to take sex ed in college. Sex ed in college, just like sex ed in high school, except when you get to that creepy STD slideshow where they show you the graphic pictures to scare you out of having sex, there's a lot less people going, ew, and a lot more people going, I think I got that one. That looks like the same bump. I gotta make some calls to that chick I work with at Arby's. Someone should tell her she gave me a plethora of herpes. It's a lot of herpes. But hang out with my dad. My dad calls me every day. He's 68. He has no idea how to use his cell phone. He screams who it is into the phone like I have no idea. He's like, Ryan, it's your father. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I saw the caller ID and I think I know your voice after 27 years. You don't have to scream that every time. So I do the same thing back to him with a twist. I call him up. I'm like, hey, Dad, it's your son. He's like, Ryan? I'm like, no, my name's Chen. My mom said you met in Vietnam. Happy Father's Day. Click. Every June. That's a fun one. I'm a married guy. I have the ring to prove it. Take that, Mom and Dad. I turned out straight. You both lost the bet. How's that going for you? Guy buys a sweater like this. People start asking questions. Got married to my girlfriend. Never call her my fiance. I don't like the word fiance because the word fiance on paper looks a lot like finances. Who's with me? Yeah. And she's on unemployment and I do this. So let's not combine those funds just yet. Anything times 0 is still 0. We did our wedding registry. You go to Bed Bath & Beyond, they give you the scan gun to go scan all the stuff you want your friends to buy you. I'm all for the scan gun idea, but give the wives to be the scan gun. Give me like a taser gun so I can knock myself out. Take a nap in a beanbag chair while she's picking out napkin rings. That would be awesome. I have no input on napkin rings. I'm from the south side of Chicago. We don't use napkins over there. We're slobs. We use our sleeve or this part of our hand. Sometimes if I'm eating ice cream, I just Scooby-Doo it like... Zoinks, you know? There's a lot of stupid stuff at this store, a lot of gadgets you don't need. My wife's like, let's get this. It was called half a banana saver. It's a plastic clamp you clip on the other half of a banana if you can't finish it. Who the hell can't finish the other 3 inches of a 6-inch fruit? That's like one bite. Who's like, I can't do it?